Hello. This is my take on a cozy Ori setup and campaign in Return to Moria. Got this little bump out here with my personal favorite Yellow Raven banner. Windows on the upper level. In a previous version where I tried to do this, I bumped out the door a bit. All the main crops I would use are down here. And I figured out quickly that these corn at the end over here works perfectly for dark crops if you do it right. And it also works on the upper level, and that's how I managed to squeeze in all the dark crops. We got the rest of the crops up here. And the rest of the dark crops. And on this level, if you do it right, you can get another farm box in here for the dark crops. It'll be awkward if we get the dark crops, the last two dark crops that we can't farm, i.e. blaze shrooms and sunken moss, but I'll reevaluate what I put in there at that point. And this is a normal Ori's, but I pioneered on my original playthrough how to do this pallet setup for storage. But I never did the loft like I have here. And I never bothered that out of a tree because the trees weren't even added until after I had moved to Durin's Forge. I would do a Ubasum tree, but they're kind of be a pain to find a dark spot and have a Kuzo Forge in here, so... Anyways, I have all the pallets in here for literally everything that has a pallet. And I recently decided that these step ladders make accessing these upper levels great. And I've got all the crafting stations I could possibly need, including the Kuzo Forge and Yufun Furnace. All the main armor. Spot for Nogrod armor for the heck of it. Ink grinder, of course, the ovenwood tree here. And then I found a way to fit a tiled hearth in here like this. I could probably use a normal stone hearth and it'd probably work just fine, but I like the tiled hearth. Then we got all the cooking stations, roasting pit, stove, oven, storage for the oven stuff. Full ration specifically, grist mill, loom, and then hide, leather, and cloth. And then behind the statue, I've got gold. Then brewing, baking, hunting and foraging, farming, and then the standard crops that don't have seeds, because the farming box has all the seeds and cuttings and bat droppings. And then I've got a box here. Parasmithy fits perfectly in here. And then 7 precious gems, metal fragments, natural fiber, true quartz, sunstone, and gunpowder slag and blaze shrooms. Of course, the usual furnace, forge, and then the substations, salt bath, workbench, and of course the rune table. And then I've just got brew kettles for all the brewing stuff in this setup. Since a brew tank is it'd pretty much either be a brew tank or a tree. That's about all that could fit. I'd have to switch out one or the other basically. Don't want to fit any kind of brew tank in here, and ain't no way I'm fitting a King's brew tank in here easily. So we got Dawnbreak Pale Ale, Hobgoblet Lager, and Murivore. Ideally, I'd want to have like Ironheart Stout and Mulled Cider as well. And then Evening Ale here, obviously, and then Treasure Hoard, and then the armor stand for my Mithril armor if I were to put it away, and then the billboard cases and shelves, and then of course Treasure Hoard, manage to tuck it in here. Memorial Flame, and Arrows and Bolts. Tier 4 and Tier 5 and Tier 6 weapons. Armor, well, shields. And then Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 weapons and shields. Then tools. And of course the bed. Could do the mansion bed. In fact, I probably should. And then, of course, Evening Ale. That's my very compact but cozy Ori setup.